Hello and welcome back to Panther News 22. I'm Miles Fulmer.
And I'm Lane Normand. The date is December 19th and we have an exciting show ahead.
First off, here's some of this week's local news.
On November 22nd, the local environmental program Change is Simple held a fundraiser raising over $124,000. Now that's groundbreaking.
In other news, winter break starts December 20th, so be sure to stay warm and catch up on sleep as we make our way into 2020.
This week, me and Ben wanted to start a club to see what the challenges and the benefits of it were. So we started brainstorming here. We were writing on the board all of our ideas. We thought this was just a good way to kind of get everything out there and to really just figure out what we wanted to do. So of course we had to make the club official. We actually made the mistake of making the flyer first, which you can see me doing right here. So we made the flyer first, and then we actually got called down to the vice principal's office because apparently you're not allowed to put up flyers in the school without being officially recognized as a club. So we had to write an email, which you will see in just about 1 second, to the principal of the school, where we explained the club, like what the basics of it were, the leaders, and then we got Miss Fector, our librarian, as our advisor, and we chose to use the room next to the library. This is the poster we made. It had our phone numbers on it, just so people could contact us. Here's us typing the email here. Along with the poster, we also put it on our social media to try to get as many people to know about the club as possible. This really helped us bring in a larger audience, and yeah. So right after we wrote the email, about a week later, the club was in session. This is a commercial we made for the club.
Poetry. After school Wednesday in the library.
Yeah. So this was the club. It's actually started off pretty slow. We only had about 4 people there, but then people started rolling in. And, we started sharing some poems. So here are a few of those poems coming up right now.
Just read that.
A piece of writing that partakes of the nature of both speech and song.
Dad's credit card, looking like money without working hard. It's all too bad my...
La pedofilia è stata adottata da mio zio più volte contro di me, infatti adesso mi fa un botto male il bucio del...
So tender and 'twas a contender to thy beats which were heavily beat. I'm a little nervous.
We also started doing some improv, just because we were starting to get bored, so.
Yeah! I just watched him try to take him, the way he said. Woo! He's fit. He went to the gym, he got big.
Like crack, you're gonna break your mom's back.
Right, right.
Jake never lacks. Camaville is whack.
At the end, this is the people we were left with. We had a few come and go, but this was pretty much the main heroes of the group. It was a really good time. It was actually surprisingly easy to start a club. Everybody was open to it. They just kind of let us do our own thing. And yeah, it was a really great time.
Thanks, guys. We're looking forward to hearing the success of your club in the future. Now, here's an inside look at the magic happening in the AP Art program, as Lane captures the artist candidly at work.
What does the AP Art program focus on?
It focuses on developing your individual style and concentration for your portfolio, basically. And we do a joint thing with this program called which is service learning through our art and stuff like that. And it's a big thing. Miss Borsetti loves it.
And how is AP different from an honors level elective?
We haven't even used it.
There's so much more freedom in this class. Like, I feel like for a lot of the electives that are like offered at BHS, you're like told what to do, told how to do it, stuff like that. Whereas in here, like it's completely you. And Miss Borsetti just offers suggestions on what you're doing instead of suggesting things that you're not.
And how do you go about creating your art portfolio for college?
I don't know. For me, it's been like a long time. I've been here for like 3 years, so I started off like as a sophomore being like I want to do this, but like when you go through it, like your ideas change and stuff like that. And the whole like portfolio is about showing growth over time, which is like a good thing, I guess, for me at least, because like I've definitely grown a lot since I started here, and it's just about like having a variety of stuff, for sure, and different mediums and different perspectives and stuff like that.
And what would you say is your favorite medium to work with?
Right now, it's definitely watercolor.
We at BHS Panther News are, of course, your best digital source of news. But if you're interested in print news, The Ledger may be the club for you. Here's David with a look at the BHS Newspaper Club.
So The Ledger is BHS's student-run newspaper. When I say student-run, it is totally by the students. We have some advising, but it mainly is us. And it comes out twice a month in the Beverly Citizen, which is now combined with the Danvers Herald. Most people, when I say, yeah, I'm editor of the school newspaper, they say BHS has a newspaper, because there's just no one really knows about us, but we always want new people.
Yeah. Where can students read The Ledger?
So they can find it in the Citizen Herald. Soon we are working on, and it should be up in a few weeks, will be a website.
We have our boards outside in the hallway with our information. We sometimes get an announcement.
We of course have an Instagram account too, which I've tried to promote, and we used to have posters around the school.
Would you consider going to journalism as a career? And if so, why?
So I would consider it. I have considered it. That's something I'd definitely be interested into. My dream job is running the Boston Globe's Instagram account.
Oh, really?
No, the Boston Globe's Instagram account is amazing.
I would consider it. I do really enjoy what I do with The Ledger, and I think it's fun.
How long has The Ledger been around?
I do believe it's 1979.
1979. Wait, hold on. That's almost 40 years.
Yep,
40
so
years?
it's our 40-year anniversary this year.
40 years.
Before we go, be sure to check out our Twitter, just there.
That's all we have for today. Happy holidays, and we'll see you in the next decade.